I think the first thing I did was to try to set up a lab to look for applications for NMR. So I don't know if we called it an applications lab, but we very quickly got around to calling it that if we didn't actually name it before we set it up.
We certainly did.
Yeah, and they set up a magnet, standard 12-inch electromagnet, and a rack of electronic gear, and then they said, there's the bench over there, build your equipment. So I spent quite a bit of time, maybe 6 months, putting together a thing that would function as a spectrometer.
And I'll tell you why I felt very strongly about this. When I got to Varian, the only nuclear induction or NMR products were a flux meter for measuring magnetic fields and a magnet. And I felt quite strongly that we had fabulous research people, but they never were going to be able to be paid unless we got some multiple production going to sell things. Because we weren't going to live on research contracts. We had to have products that moved out the door in multiple fashion. So it soon became obvious to me that what we desperately needed was a chemist to get the word out to the chemistry public, because we knew all about the physics world, but we didn't know a thing about the chemistry world. And so you were just the ideal guy to come in and do that. And our whole idea was to promote by giving, not by taking. In other words, present results of your research in the application lab, publish them, even in the form of an advertisement, so that we gave in order to receive. That was the whole idea.
Well, you were very entrepreneurial, and I tended to kind of lean in that direction naturally, and so we just naturally came together, gravitationally attracted.
And we hit the road.
And we made a good team.
We certainly
made a very good team.
Right, it was ideal from my point of view.
Yeah, and mine too.
And so then we started something called NMR at Work.
Right, yeah.
And we actually published advertisements with your work in the ads, the first time in the history of advertising.
Yeah, it was a monthly sort of thing.
That's right.
Yeah, and I know that many chemists, first thing they did when they got the Journal of the American Chemical Society, they looked at the Varian ad to see what's going on.
That was unprecedented in advertising history. Here was a technical paper in an ad. But did it pay off?
Yeah,
Wow.
it really did.
Okay, it spread the word.
Yeah.